Welcome to our webinar. I am so excited about this opportunity you get to hear about today. We will be talking more about our private label opportunity as well as where we are going as this platform, BeeKonnected 2.0. And I am so honored to be able to introduce you to our host for this presentation this evening. You might already know this person, but she is now one of the co-founders of the platform here. She is our Chief Strategy Officer, and she is such a great example and invitation on using this platform to run your business. And it is my true honor to be able to introduce you to Ms. Cassie Parks.
Hello, and thank you for that, Colleen. All right, I am super excited to get into our presentation. If you have recently joined, we had this up before, but just so you know, little housekeeping, everyone is on mute and has their cameras off, so you won't be able to turn those on because we're just going to focus on the presentation and the webinar. If you have questions, you can send them directly to Colleen and she can pop in at the end and we can answer those. Here we go. All right, so welcome to what is the BeeKonnected private label opportunity and how it can help you generate $10,000 to $10 million in recurring revenue. As Colleen said, I am Cassie Parks. I am founder and chief strategy officer here at BeeKonnected, and I am so excited to talk about this opportunity as well as BeeKonnected 2.0 with you. All right, so what is the BeeKonnected private label? The BeeKonnected private label means that you get to take the BeeKonnected 2.0 tech stack and you get to name it as your own. It gets to become your tech stack. You get to private label it. Similar to some of the generic brands that you might have seen in the store, those can definitely, and a lot of them are, made in the same plant as a name brand. They just put a different packaging on them. And so that is what you get to do with the BeeKonnected white private label, is you get to take our amazing tech stack and you get to put your brand on it, which, as you can see in this amazing visual, means that your brand, your logo shows up on someone's phone, on your customer's phone. So let's talk about the core features of the BeeKonnected private labels to understand what comes in the package, right? What do you get to private label as this tech stack? So we'll talk about what is in the tech stack of BeeKonnected 2.0. The most important thing is that this is an all-in-one done-for-you solution. So often, a lot of softwares, including like CRMs and things like that, that help us with our business, they require a lot of input and a lot of tasks that we as the entrepreneur, the business owner, have to do in order for the solution to make sense and work. So this, though, is an all-in-one solution. We'll go through the components, but the biggest thing is that this is an all-in-one solution for your business that has done for you components. It has an amazing AI-driven CRM. Like, it's the success engine that learns. And what that means is as you put things into the system that are part of your business, as you get new clients or new customers that come into the system, the AI-driven CRM is going to learn your business. So it's going to learn what are the characteristics of your ideal client. It's going to be able to show you in your CRM dashboard, what is the likelihood of this person buying, right? How many people do you have in the system right now that show the buy signs that have before led to people buying from you, right? So you can start to project revenue and closing sales and all the things that scale your business even earlier. And you can know sooner if there's a problem. Hey, I just did a webinar and it has a lot of people, maybe you had 100 people on a webinar, but the system is showing you those people don't line up with who've bought from you in the past. Now, if this is a new offer, that totally makes sense. However, if if the system has learned your business and this webinar was on the same, that might be an indication early that you need to go out and you need to do another webinar, or you need to change something about it so that you can create more leads that are going to convert to sales. it's just one example of how this AI driven CRM works. It will also learn your clients and go out. It will help you by scanning their social medias and anything that they have online so that you can tailor your outreach to them. So you don't just have automations, you have automations that are really driven by things that are they like, right? It might say something about puppies if it's clear from their social media that they really like dogs or animals. In one line of your email, it can actually tailor those emails to the person that you're sending them to. It's going to include the streamlined scheduling with calendar integration, your branded virtual meeting room, just like this, right? You'll be able to hop on. Everybody will be able to brand every customer that you have. If you have a private label, will be able to brand their room however they want, just like using BeeKonnected 2.0, just like we are right now. It will also have groups and memberships, which is an opportunity for you to sell your courses and create community in a way that is connected to everything. So things inside of you can get data from delivering your course or from your membership meetings that are going to help the CRM again learn your business, help you deliver, help shift your automation so that they can be more effective. Maybe it will highlight that there is a hole somewhere in your automations, your emails that you have set up. And it will really allow you to deliver and support your clients, your customers, everybody in your ecosystem. It's going to support in that, being able to create change for them and help them in whatever you do in your business. That creates a better world. You'll also be able to deliver your courses in here. So it will be easy. You can have your community and your course in the same place, and they can build upon one another. So why would you want to private label? Number one, it will strengthen your brand. Having a private label, you're showing up on everybody's phone. There's an app with your brand on it. That just strengthens your brand. And that's really important and really necessary in a lot of business, is to take every opportunity to strengthen your brand. It's also, this is my favorite, it's going to create an additional revenue stream, and not just a revenue stream, but a recurring revenue stream. I'm going to go through some numbers and show you why this additional revenue stream might be something that you really want to look into. All right. So what is the wholesale rate? We're going to talk about, because obviously you're using our tech. This is not free. There is a investment to get started. There's a payment required to get started, which we can go into, or you can just click on the more info and schedule a call with me and we'll go into the details. So right now, the wholesale rate is $50 minimal usage per account. Now I'm going to tell you what usage means. We're going to go into that in a second. And the most important thing to remember is that we are having conversations daily about our system as it is being built, as it is in the stages where we're getting pictures. Pretty soon there will be a demo that we can show you all so that you can click around and you can see it. And as we are getting information on how good the system is going to be, because we have one idea, but it's going to be even better as we keep adding things, as we keep talking, and not adding things that like just features, but that done for you AI, right? The AI that learns your system, the AI that can set up those automations for you instead of you having to set up everything. Things that will really streamline the process are going into this. And so as we have those conversations and we do our market research, I'm putting out a blanket statement that this deal might not be available 2 days from now, right? As we continue to change, we are going to charge for our system what is going to allow private label owners to make money, but also what makes sense in the marketplace and for the tech stack that you're getting. So that's my caveat. So right now, the wholesale rate after you pay to set up your account is a $50 minimal usage per account per month. So that means if I have my own private label, let's just call it Cassie Parks' private label, and I have Susie and Joe and Bob, who have all customers of mine, I pay BeeKonnected $50 minimal usage per account, and then I charge them what I want. So we'll get a little more into that right now. All right, so let's understand this usage-based charging model for business. One company that does this right now is Dropbox. You can see highlighted in red how different prices equate to different amounts of data storage that you are using, right? In this case, it gives you up to, and then you have to get more. You have to pay that higher price. So this is somewhere that is already charging a usage fee, a really good example, or charging you based on what you use. Right now, a lot of us have unlimited cell phone plans, but I do know people that don't because they have old plans or whatever. And some people don't have unlimited internet plans at their house. So that's another example of usage. You can see in here that this graph shows how much more this person has for their cell phone, how many minutes they've used, how many messages they've sent, and how much more data they have. So this is a great example. Data on your cell phone is a great example of usage. So how do you make money as a private label wholesaler? So we've talked about this. And I think sometimes it's easier to understand things if we talk about them in a different way than the actual thing. So let's take this out of tech for a minute. And let's imagine that you want to open an ice cream shop, right? But you just want it to be as simple as possible. So you come to the BeeKonnected wholesale ice cream shop and you say, just give me everything I need to have an amazing ice cream shop. So it all gets delivered. You have all these things here, right? So user-based charging means that people come into your ice cream shop. They could build this beautiful sundae if that looks good to them, or they could build just, a couple scoops of ice cream with no toppings if that looks good to them. And then they get charged by the weight. I'm sure all of you have been. This happens in ice cream. This happens in froyo situations where you really get to choose what you want, what you as the consumer want. And that's the same as the person using your private label. They get to choose, do I want 3 scoops of ice cream or do I want all of these toppings? And they pay for what they're using, right? And then you get to pay the wholesale rate of, let's say we're using this ice cream cone. Maybe the contents of this ice cream cone were $5 and you get to sell it for 10. So your profit would be $5. If we apply this to the BeeKonnected, that minimal usage of $50 a month, you charge $100 for that usage and you're making $50 a month. So that puts it into a little bit different way to think about it. And ice cream. So really, this is a new way of thinking, right? The old way is you go in to the ice cream shop and they only have certain combos, right? Maybe you can only get chocolate ice cream with caramel syrup. You could only get strawberry with sprinkles. You can only get this. That's kind of the way that the companies charge a lot of the time now. For example, there's a very popular course community or a course building system out there, and I was looking at it. And while you can send unlimited emails from that, they charge you, or you have to go into the next box, right? Each box goes up in price. And not sometimes our business doesn't fit in that box. And that's going to be the same for your customers, right? You might only send a couple emails a year, but maybe you have 100,000 contacts. Well, in this old way of charging, you have to pay for the 100,000 contacts, even though you're not going to send that many emails. But maybe, could be a nonprofit. It could just be a business where you don't send a ton of emails, but you do have a lot of contacts. And so you have to pay every time your contacts go up, right? That's very much saying you can only pair, you can only get 1 ice cream with 1 topping or 2 ice creams with 2 toppings. You really can't decide what do you want and need for your business and be charged for that instead of having to pay more when you cross certain thresholds, even if you aren't using the full capacity in another way. So that is how wholesale pricing works. So can you be successful as a private label wholesaler? If you want to be successful, I think you can, right? So here's the example of the revenue model, right? If you $100 per user per month, that is based on usage. The minimal wholesale usage fee, $50 a month. Your profit is $50 a month. We discussed that. But what does that look like when you put it in terms of numbers of customers or clients or users, however you would define your customers in in this system. So using the success engine of BeeKonnected 2.0, do you think you can find 100 users? We only touched on this briefly, but again, the inbound and the outbound AI is going to help you learn more and more about your customers so it's easier to go find them. The automations to close them are easier. The automations to keep them around are easier. So if you had that system, do you think you could find 100 people to pay you to use that tech stack, the BeeKonnected 2.0 tech stack that's branded as your own? If you do, 100 users at $50 a month is $5,000 a month after usage. That's your revenue. Just 100 users, right? And then there's this other way to make money, which is really cool. Because we're charging based on usage, that allows your business to increase revenue without doing more work. So let's look at how that works. So if you have 100 customers, but they're really using the system and they're using it a lot because they're getting more customers, so they're sending more emails, they're holding bigger webinars, all of these things because the system is working for them. That AI-driven CRM is really helping them to streamline their business and make them more successful. Let's say that you end up charging $100 for usage, right? Over and above what you're paying BeeKonnected for usage. That's $10,000 a month. And you're not doing extra work. You're gaining more money because the system works and is helping people grow their businesses. So if as that increases, year after year and people become more and more successful, those same 100 clients, if they end up paying $200 in usage plus your fee to BeeKonnected, that's $20,000 a month. Now, pay attention to the overall. What I want you to take from this is that the way this is set up, it's set up for you to be successful. The system in itself will help you go find more customers. And as those customers get better at their business because the system is amazing and helps them build their business, you're automatically increasing your revenue. You'll notice I didn't change the number from 100 customers, right? You still have 100 customers, but as their business grows and the average goes that you're making on each customer to 200, you're now making $20,000 a month. And you didn't go find any more customers. You didn't work twice as hard. The system worked twice as hard. That's part of that done for you thing that we love about BeeKonnected 2.0. Now, 100 customers, hopefully everyone thinks I could go get 100 customers, but let's say that you have some influence. You already have a list of possible customers. You've been building your business for a while. Maybe you have a huge social media following or just a bigger email list. And you can get 1,000 customers that need this system. So that would start at $50,000 a month for $50. As that usage increases, you can easily scale to $200,000 a month. Again, this is you maybe doing a really big push or a big launch in the beginning. If you have enough followers, you have a big enough email list, you can get 1,000 customers right off the bat. And your income increases with their success without you doing additional work. Now, what about those people that have really big followings? They have worked to build those followings. I truly believe that you should find a way to leverage the work that you've done in the past. If you have built an amazing business, you have influenced a lot of people, you've created big social media accounts or big email lists, you want to find a way to leverage that for recurring revenue because you've done the work. So why not benefit from it continually going forward? So if you are somebody who could get 10,000 customers, right? Either you're really motivated, you see the option here, or you already have a database of some sort that can lend you to 10,000 customers. That's $500,000 right off the bat. And as those people grow their business and they use the system more because it is helping them make sales simpler, it's helping them make more money. And so they keep using it. They keep putting more people in their funnel. That can increase to $200 and you're making $2 million a month from work that you might have already done if you have already built a following that could yield 10,000 customers. So we talked a little bit about the usage charge right now. So we don't have the exact how much does that get you or any examples yet of kind of how that works together. We know that that minimal will be $50, and it will be in line with everything else, right? So, but the biggest thing to take away from this is that you get to be charged based on what you're using versus just having to fit in that box of one package of your business. And that's the same for your customers. They get to benefit from just using what they need and being charged based on that. So, if you are in, let me just tell you quickly how to get started. You say yes to buying now. That's step one. Step two is what I think is a really fun part, which is to name your private label. And step three is to start selling it. Start talking to people. If you have a list, you tell them, hey, this is coming. Hey, I discovered something. Hey, I'm creating something. You start sending those emails now so that you have people ready in your pipeline when your private label is ready to go. So, as you'll notice on the left of your screen, there's a buy now button. If you're like, I'm all in, this what private label is amazing, you can click that and you can get started today. If you want to have a conversation, you have some questions, you can click on Talk with Cassie and schedule, and we can have a discussion. I can answer any of those nitty gritty detail questions that you have about starting your own tech stack with our private label. Now, even though it's your own tech stack, it's branded to you, I do want to highlight one very important thing. BeeKonnected as branded to you, will still do your customer service because this is BeeKonnected 2.0 is our tech stack ultimately. We know how it runs better than anyone else. And we want you to focus on running your business, running your private label business, going out and getting more customers and helping those customers be more successful in their business, which is why we do the customer service for the tech for you. So you don't have to worry about that. If you're like, oh, I don't want 10,000 customers because I don't want to do the customer support. Don't worry, we got you covered. All right, so there's three types of people who take advantage of this private label opportunity. Those who have a big audience and are like, I could sell this. I can sell 10,000. I can sell 1,000. I can sell 100 right now. And they know that they want to leverage the work that they've done to build that big audience into a recurring revenue stream. There's those that see this opportunity and go, I don't have a big audience yet, but I see this opportunity. I see people are already paying for these tools, and I want to take advantage of the opportunity. And then there's the third one, which is you're like, I don't have a big audience. I don't want to build a big audience, but I do know people who should know about this. And you can earn a commission for telling them and sharing with them. So, who are you? Do you have a big audience that you could sell to right now? Do you see the opportunity and want to build something that has a recurring revenue stream? Because having a business that makes money is amazing. Having a built in recurring revenue stream is much better because it gives you the freedom to work when you want to and not work when you don't after you've built that recurring revenue stream, which, as we talked about, has the likelihood to just increase over time without doing extra work. Or you someone who wants to tell someone, or you might be someone who's not interested at all. So one question that we have gotten, it's like, will I be in competition with BeeKonnected 2.0? BeeKonnected 2.0 is focused on creating private label business owners who want to brand and go out and sell this tech stack. We, of course, are going to be here for all of our clients that we already have, the 20, 30,000 people that we already have connected to BeeKonnected. We're going to sell to them. If they come across your private label and they want to buy from you instead, that's fine too. But we're not going to go out and try and compete head to head with you because we want to give more people the opportunity. So we will have our clients that will be using the amazing BeeKonnected 2.0 system. And we encourage you all to leverage your audiences to create your own customer base. There's definitely a pre-launch opportunity here. The closer we get to the actual launch, prices will go up. Different things will be happening. As I mentioned before, what is true today has might not be tomorrow as we continue to do the research, the market research, and price our offer appropriately. But I do want to tell you, so currently right now it is $5,000 to lock in your private label. Again, you can click the buy now button if you're like, I'm all in. And then you can click more info if you want to have a conversation. So that 5,000 is your setup fee. And that covers the monthly charges, which there will be, it'll be $2,500 to set it up at least in the future, and $500 a month. So that comes up to $75 the first year and $6,000 every year after that. Right now, you can get started for $5,000 in our pre-launch opportunity. And right now, as of today and probably tomorrow, you can get in for that $50 minimal usage charge, which means that you can charge more money. You could charge $150 if you wanted $150 plus usage, and you're automatically making $100. But that is subject to change. And once you sign the contract, it's locked in. However, it could change this week. Be one of the first, because this is one of those opportunities that getting in early really matters, because those people will be able to take advantage. They'll be able to take advantage of having the system first. They'll be able to take advantage of the system learning their business and supporting them and going out and getting more customers. We here at BeeKonnected believe, because success matters, be different. Thanks for joining us. If you have specific questions, you are welcome to email support@BeeKonnected.com. And again, if you're ready to take action, you can schedule a call with me where it says talk to Cassie, click on the more info. We are going to keep updated and keep showing things as they come. So if you want to register for the next email, go for that. Click register. And Colleen, were there any questions in chat that you want me to answer right now? I don't see any.
Yeah, no, nobody sent me a private message either, but great presentation again. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful night, and we will talk to you soon.